Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. Today is August 28, 2020, and it's time to run the in a nutshell report for the nation of Israel. That's a daily COVID-19 report. The data source for this will be the European Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The numbers are a daily total as opposed to a cumulative total. So let's just make a few quick changes up here in the date. Then let's run this. Let's just run this and see how Israel's doing today. Let's load our data. Let's load our data. Let's run our first reports. Okay. Almost like a double crown so far. And this is high. And this 14, the red line is a 14-day moving average. So this here is a little higher than this. There's a dip here, but overall, the cases on a daily basis are holding steady up in this area here. Okay. Let's take a look at deaths. Okay. If we throw out this spike here, then it doesn't actually look too bad. I mean, the range seems to be between, say, 5 and let's say 15, 16, 17 on the average if you throw out this here. Which to me, I don't think is that bad of an average for a country like Israel. So now let's plot the non-moving. Let's plot the weekly and monthly totals. Okay, so this is cases by week. You can see that the cases have declined a little bit, but not nearly to where they were back here. Deaths had a spike. This will certainly, my guess is this will match or exceed this here. And deaths, still deaths are lower than, are holding around. Again, if you throw away this, holding about 80 per week. Death rates, a rough estimation, holding 2% last week, a little under 2%, and probably about 2% this week. Let's take a look at monthly rates now. Probably more telling. July, it looks like August, well, it looks like August will probably catch, if not exceed, July and August. Deaths have already exceeded July, 350 so much, so we can probably guess, maybe 400 the next week. The death rate is still 1% total for the month, so that's a good sign. We have to look for positive signs whenever we can find them. And that is the death rate is holding much lower. Weekly and monthly weekly cases and deaths pretty much reports the same thing as the daily. Are still staying rather high. Deaths have spiked, but this will probably wind up about an average in 15 cases a week here. The average number of cases by month, so August will certainly catch July, and already has surpassed both April and July. So if there is good news, it looks like this was a spike, a one-day spike, maybe even some adjustments to the numbers. Could be a timing issue. So it looks like, well, it's, boy, based on these, Well, I guess the only good news is really is that the numbers at best are so-so. For any possible good news is that the roughly estimated death rate is staying fairly low, and the number of deaths per day is, even though this looks bad, it's still tend to this week's probably going to wind up between about 15 and 18, which seems like a lot, but this for the country of Israel, what's the population? I'm not really sure, but I mean, how many countries would love this number right now? How many countries? How would Israel? Wouldn't America love to only be averaging 10 to 15 cases a week, deaths a week, or even, you know, 1,500 to 2,000 cases a week? How many countries in the U.S. would love to have that number right now? It's our population. I mean, so if you look at it in the broader picture, Israel's doing fantastic. I mean, the death rate's down. The cases and deaths are holding at a fairly low level. So I say good for him. I say outstanding. Outstanding. The average number of deaths by cases by month. August will certainly catch July. Deaths have already surpassed July. So let's go ahead and run the completed report now. And load it up to the GitHub webpage. As always, there will be a link to the finished website in the description, as well as links to both the SQLite database and the R code. And thank you so much for stopping by, and don't forget to click that red button again.